Is it on yet?
We're rolling. For some reason, I can't see anything.
You might want to take off the lens cap, Dad. There's no service here. I'm not getting any signal.
How cool. A week with no cell phones.
Mom, I need to know what's going on.
I mean, who needs a cell phone anyway?
You totally don't get it. You're only 10. Wait till you're 12.
Okay, Jillian, let's get started on the video diary. And I want you to put Jack in it.
Mom, this is my school project.
Just let Jack have a little part. What's the big deal?
Yeah, what's the big deal? He thinks he knows everything.
He does know a lot.
Yeah, I do know a lot. It's enough that I have to share a tent with him. I promise I won't talk too much. Okay, fine, Jack. You can be in the video.
Really?
Just don't be annoying, okay? Okay. What up, North Hills Junior High? Go Lions!
Yeah, we're the king of the jungle. Oh yeah, the king of the jungle.
Hey, it's me, Jillian Palmer, and I'm here with my little brother Jack, saying hello from Kenya. Tell them they say hello here in Kenya.
Jumbo.
Jumbo from Africa.
Not Jumbo, Jumbo. Jumbo is a greeting in Swahili. That's the language people speak here in Kenya and other parts of Eastern Africa.
Thanks, Jack.
Look, you can also use habari to say hello to a friend, or shikamoa if you're speaking to someone older than you. Yet another way to say hello.
Okay, Jack, you're being annoying.
Jillian?
Anyways, as you know, every time I go on a trip with my family and have to miss a week of school, I have to prove to our principal why this trip is a valuable contribution to my education. And this time, she asked me to record a video diary, telling you guys what I've seen and what I've learned about here in Africa. Seems like a pretty sweet deal to me. Thanks, Principal Riley. And so my parents are going to help me shoot this, and my annoying little brother Jack is going to be in the video too, because he knows a lot about animals. Actually, he knows a lot of things about a lot of stuff. He reads books about everything.
I brought all of my animal books with me. I'm most excited to see the black rhino. It's critically endangered and very rare to see in the wild. Oh, I'm really hoping we get to see one.
Yeah, me too, Jack. So anyways, it was kind of crazy getting here. We were expecting our adventure to start in Africa, but it ended up that just getting here was the adventure. Dad lost our plane tickets.
I did not. Your mom put them in the wrong place.
He lost them.
And then it took us a whole day and 3 plane rides just to get to southwest Kenya, where the Masai Mara Game Reserve is located.
And then it was a super bumpy jeep ride to get to our camp. I got totally nauseous, and I thought I was just gonna,
Jillian, that's enough video diary for tonight.
Okay, Mom. Anyways, our safari starts tomorrow early in the morning. So we're gonna have to sign off. We're going up in a hot air balloon. And when we got here, I met the balloon pilot, and he's totally cute.
Don't forget your dad is shooting this. And you're 12.
Wait, I want to give a shout out to my boys.
We don't have time, Jack. We gotta teach them how to say goodnight and then go to bed. What's goodnight again?
Lala Salama.
La la salami, North Hills.
Jillian, it's not lunch meat. Lala Salama.
Whatever. Good night, everyone, from Africa. See you in the air. This is so cool. In a few minutes, we are going to be floating in a hot air balloon. To get ready for liftoff, they use a big fan to blow air into the balloon, which is called an envelope. And then the air is heated up. Because hot air is lighter than cold air, the balloon floats. Maybe I can get better cell reception up here. Yeah, good luck with that. Our cute balloon guy explained to us that this region is known as a savanna. There's savannas all over the world, but the best known is here in Africa. In the savanna,
There's lots of grass, which means there are lots of animals known as herbivores who like to eat grass. And there are lots of carnivores who like to eat the animals who like to eat grass. The Masai Mara Game Reserve, where we are right now, is right here on the border. And it's connected to the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania. The name Masai Mara comes from the people who live here, the Masai people. In the Swahili word Mara, which means spotted. When you fly over it, you can see what they mean. Masai Mara is mostly big, wide open grassland, and there are spots all over that are actually trees or herds of animals.
We learned that this land is protected by the government to preserve the habitats of all the amazing wildlife who live here.
Hot air ballooning is a really good way to see one of the most unique and amazing sights here in Africa, the incredible migration of the wildebeest. It's the biggest migration of mammals anywhere. They call it the Great Migration, and some people say it's one of the world's most extraordinary natural spectacles.
Awesome, and we're here to see it. You may have heard these guys called by a different name, the gnu. That's GNU. They're actually part of the same animal family as the antelope.
That's news to me.
Dad. Anyway, every year, more than 1 million of them go on a crazy journey, traveling in a big clockwise loop across East Africa, looking for grass and water. They're totally organized. Sometimes they walk for miles in single file rows, like this.
Besides the wildebeest, hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles are also part of the Great Migration.
And that's not all. There are lots of predators along the way. Cheetahs, leopards, crocodiles, hyenas, and that's right, North Hills, lions.
Oh yeah, we're the king of the jungle. The king of the jungle.
Okay, Jack.
That's our word of the day, by the way.
Yeah?
The Swahili word for lion is Simba.
Simba. That should be easy to remember.
Anyway, the Simbas are all looking out for their next meal. Sick or weak members of the herd and young wildebeests are usually the most vulnerable.
The wildebeest do what they can to protect themselves. They take turns standing watch over the herd while the others rest.
After the balloon ride, we got a chance to see what the migration looks like at ground level.
We hung out at this river crossing. It was incredible. Just during the time we were there, thousands of the wildebeests crossed from one side to the other.
Keeping an eye on the parade were a few crocodiles. They were quietly waiting for any opportunity to ambush an unsuspecting wildebeest. Crocodiles are cold-blooded killers in every sense of the word. They can eat up to half their weight in one feeding. For an average sixth grader, that would be like eating 200 hamburgers. They wait and wait and lie totally still for the perfect opportunity, and then they pounce and attack their prey, their fierce teeth gleaming in the African sun, dragging the victim into the water with their powerful jaws, and then...
Okay, Jack, that's enough. Well, things can definitely get rough out there. I'm so glad nothing like that happened to us while we were watching. But while we were at the river, I did get to see one of my favorite African animals, the hippo. There's something really lovable about the hippo, even though I found out that they can actually be pretty ferocious. The name hippopotamus comes from Greek words that mean river horse. But the hippo is actually more closely related to the pig than it is to a horse, believe it or not.
An adult male hippo can weigh up to 3.5 tons. That's more than Mom's minivan. And the hippo skin alone can weigh 1,000 pounds. Hippos are the third biggest land mammal on the earth, after the elephant and the rhino.
They spend a lot of time in the water, and because of the way their heads are shaped, with their eyes, ears, and nose on top of their head, hippos can hear, see, and breathe while they are mostly underwater. But I was totally surprised to find out that hippos don't actually know how to swim. They just stay in water where their feet can touch the bottom. hippos can weigh more than 90 pounds when they are born. And a lot of times they are born underwater. All the mom hippos take turns babysitting until the babies are old enough to look out for themselves.
As we headed back toward our camp, we stopped when we saw some lions feeding on a freshly killed wildebeest.
It kind of made me sad. But our guide talked with us about the way things are out here. Remember when we learned about the food chain last year in Mrs. Gunderson's class? Well, this is an example of the food chain in action. So, I feel kind of bad for the wildebeest. Because he probably was a good wildebeest and had lots of wildebeest friends. But these lions, they have to survive too. And I guess that's just the way life is. Out here in the wild, nothing goes to waste. There were some hyenas waiting around. And then, when the lions were full, the hyenas came in to eat the leftovers. And that wasn't even the end of the story. We stayed around to see what happened and saw vultures swoop in to finish off what the hyenas left.
You know, vultures are really interesting. They can digest meat in any state of decay. Even if it's been sitting out in the sun for days, they won't get sick.
That is so gross.
And you want to know something else that's neat? To keep themselves cool and to protect themselves from infections, vultures actually pee on themselves.
Okay. Anyways, North Hills Lions, I know it can seem pretty disgusting with the rotten wildebeest carcasses and the vulture pee.
Jillian, don't make fun of your brother.
What? I said vulture pee, not bed pee.
Jillian, we're on camera.
But when you're out here in the savannah, you really start to understand how nature works.
Well, when you think about it, at the end of the day, that one wildebeest fed 3 other kinds of animals. Lions, hyenas, vultures, and nothing went to waste.
I never thought about it that way. Well, North Hills classmates, all I have to say is just be happy where you are in the food chain. For now, that's Jillian and Jack saying...
Wait, you said I could give my shout out.
Okay, but first say goodnight to everyone.
Okay, Lala Salam, everyone.
Lala Salama from Africa.
Okay, now?
Fine.
What should I say?
Ooh, just say something dorky. That should be easy for you.
Why is the screen blinking?
Okay. Let's clear the air about peeing in the bed.
All right, Jillian, we're rolling. Aw, what's wrong with the camera? It's dark.
Could it be that you left the lens cap on again?
Oh, whoops. Take the lens cap off. Okay, I got it. Go ahead, guys.
Good. We're rolling. Hi, guys. Jillian here. And I survived another night sharing a tent with my brother. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I thought we were being attacked by an enormous rhino. And then I woke up, and then I realized it was just Jack snoring.
I have sinus problems.
Yeah, that's one of your problems.
You know, it's interesting. The word in Greek for nose is rhino, which, as you know, is my favorite animal.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that. No, seriously, Jack, enough about the rhino already. Let's get back to the safari. Well, it's another gorgeous day here in Kenya. With so many incredible animals to see here in Masai Mara, it's easy to forget that there are actually people that live here too. We got to meet some of them, which was so cool.
The Maasai are a historically nomadic people.
which means for centuries they moved around from place to place rather than putting down roots and just staying in one location.
The traditional Maasai houses are made of mud, sticks, and grass, and covered with cow dung, which, it turns out, is remarkably effective for waterproofing.
And we learned that traditionally, the women build houses. You go, girls! The Maasai like to wear brightly colored clothes, especially red, which is totally cool, because red is my best color.
Yeah, that's definitely the first thing I think of when I see the Maasai woman. My sister Jillian in red. We also learned how to use a stick and the sun to make a compass. Look carefully, and you'll see how they use the shadow of the stick in the ground to find out which way north is. Never know when that might come in handy.
Anyway, after visiting the Maasai village, we stumbled across an adorable sight. A mommy cheetah and her 6 cubs sitting on a mound of dirt.
In a flat environment like this, just a little elevation gives the cheetah the ability to look around and see who's nearby, especially any potential sources of food. We stopped to see what she would do, and soon the mama was off with her kids to stalk some prey.
That's the cheetah's version of going out to eat.
Gazelles are frequently on the menu. They are great runners and jumpers, but when you're up against the fastest animal on the earth, it's no contest. That's what I call fast food.
Not fast enough.
Dad, it didn't take long for the cheetah to catch the gazelle and bring it back with her to feed her cubs.
But when the mother counted her cubs after the hunt, she realized one was missing.
One of the cubs had gotten separated from the group and was wandering around looking for its mom and its brothers and sisters.
Even though cheetahs are at the top of the food chain, a baby cub alone is always vulnerable to predators.
The mom was worried about her lost baby, but she also had to take care of the 5 cubs that were still with her. If she left to look for the lost cub, she would have to leave the little ones unprotected.
Not to mention their fresh meal, which lots of animals in the neighborhood would have been happy to steal.
We watched to see what the mom would do. She decided to first stash the kill safely underneath a tree. Then, she went out in search of her lost child.
The baby cheetah was crying for her mom, but the mom didn't hear it.
Finally, the mother saw her baby. For a while, it was pretty intense, but the story had a happy ending. The mother and their child were reunited.
And that brings us to our word of the day. The word for child in Swahili is mtoto.
Wow, nature can be pretty dramatic. Well, we were so relieved that it all worked out okay. We wanted to stay and watch them for a while, but there were lots more animals to see. The next thing we saw were the incredible giraffes.
I know you know that giraffes are the tallest animals on Earth, but here's something you probably don't know. Giraffes actually have the same number of neck bones as we do.
Really?
Yeah, like most mammals, they have 7 vertebrae in their neck. They're just much longer than ours.
When a baby giraffe is born, it's as tall as a full-grown human being. They're amazing to see in person. So tall and elegant.
To eat grass, giraffes have to spread out their front legs and bend their necks all the way down to the ground, which can get pretty uncomfortable. So they mostly eat leaves, twigs, and fruit high up in the trees.
Their main predator is the lion, who will attack them when they're lying down, or sometimes by jumping on their backs. But giraffes aren't weaklings. They have a powerful kick that's been known to kill an attacking lion.
And like lots of these animals, one of their main threats is human beings who have destroyed a lot of their natural habitat. Most giraffes now live in game preserves or national parks.
We humans haven't really been great to these extraordinary animals, have we? Being here in Africa really has opened my eyes. North Hills, we've got to do a better job of taking care of the environment and protecting these animals.
Nice job, Jillian.
Thanks, Mama. Signing off from Kenya, it's Jillian Palmer. Oh, and my brother Jack wants to say something. Do you know what you're gonna say? It better be good.
Oh yeah, it's a masterpiece.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just working on my motivation.
We're running out of tape, Cool Jack.
A young boy, the journey of a lifetime, misunderstood by his family. This is Jack Palmer reporting from Africa.
And
All you ladies out there in North Hills Junior High, get ready for Jack Palmer. I'm available and I don't pee in the bed. So check out my full write-up and bio page on jillianstravels.com.
just say goodnight, Jack.
Signing out from Africa, Jack Palmer. Lala salama, ladies.
Hey everyone, it's Jillian, and I don't know where my little brother Jack went. Jack, we're starting. Anyways, I did get some service last night, so I managed to post a few photos on my Jillian's Travels Facebook page. And today, we're gonna start another day of our wonderful safari. So exciting. Wait, cut. What is that? Anyways, go ahead. And, so, like I was saying, we're just gonna have so much fun today, and I'm so excited as usual, and... Ah! Jack! So immature.
You're just jealous of my superior sense of fashion.
Yeah, that's definitely a fashion statement, Jack. Oh, speaking of fashion statements, North Hills, newsflash, stripes are totally in Africa, and nobody rocks them like the zebra. Right, Jack?
No one is exactly sure how and why the zebra stripes evolved the way they did.
One theory is that when they're together in a herd, which they often are, all the crazy stripes together confuse predators who can't figure out where one ends and another begins, especially in the early evening or nighttime when their predators are most active.
That makes sense to me.
One of the really interesting things about zebra stripes is that the pattern is different on every individual zebra. It's like fingerprints on people. It's hard to imagine, but every single one of these zebras has unique stripes.
Zebras are very social and usually travel in big herds. They have strong families. Even when they're in herds of thousands, family members graze together. They nuzzle and even groom each other by nibbling the hair on each other's heads and neck.
Yuck.
They also look out for each other, since there are always lions and hyenas lurking around ready to pounce. If a zebra gets attacked, the others will quickly circle around to protect them. Time for another word of the day. Zebra in Swahili is pundamilia. That actually means striped donkey.
Now, another animal out there that makes a pretty bold fashion statement is the Cape buffalo. In fact, this one has the same hairdo as our great Aunt Helen in Florida.
Except that it's not a hairdo. it's their horns. But you're right, Aunt Helen does look a little like a Cape buffalo.
Anyway, they seem pretty calm right now. But the Cape buffalo is known as one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. They mostly hang out in herds of about 1,000 to 1,500. They drink a lot, so you can often find the Cape buffalo hanging out at the local watering hole.
Kind of like Uncle Jerry.
What? What are you talking about?
Never mind. Cape buffaloes don't have many predators because they are super tough and can kill almost anyone who attacks them. Those horns are powerful weapons. Lions can kill them, but it usually takes a few of them to take down a single Cape buffalo.
Now, keeping with our fashion theme, spots are always a bold choice. And there's one animal here that wears them like no other. You could say that they were the first ones to make leopard skin fashionable. That's right, leopards!
The leopard is one of the big cats, but not as big as the lion, tiger, or jaguar. And technically, its spots are not spots, but rosettes that look like little roses. The pattern on the leopard skin is great for camouflaging when it's stalking its prey. The leopard's rosettes, which have light and dark parts to them, allow it to blend into places where there are shifting shadows.
The leopard is a fast runner, a great jumper, and an amazing hunter. It's known for its ability to sneak up on its prey undetected. It has a big skull and powerful jaw muscles. Sometimes people confuse the leopard and the cheetah, and it's easy to see why. Instead of little rosettes, the cheetah has solid spots. The cheetah has longer legs, a longer tail, and a longer body, all of which make it faster than a leopard.
Out here, they compete for food with other animals like lions and hyenas.
They usually hunt at night and love hanging out by themselves in trees. We came across one that decided to do a little hunting during the day. A warthog caught its eye, and it looked like the leopard was gonna grab it for lunch. But then, I guess the leopard decided it wasn't hungry after all, and headed back to its tree.
When it does kill its prey, the leopard will bring it up in the tree with it. It is the only one of the big cats that does that. In fact, because it is so strong, it can carry something up to 3 times its own weight up the tree to eat it. That way, it can be sure that no one will steal it.
Onesie, I think I have service. I have to text my BFF Jenna. She's totally into leopard skin.
OMG, I've got a text for you. It's CLU -sign.
What?
Clueless.
Yeah, nice hat. Anyways, since I do have some service, I'm gonna post some more stuff on my website, jillianstravels.com.
Well, hurry up. We're heading back to camp.
Wait!
Okay, kids, camera's rolling.
Mom, can we shut production down until we find a black rhino?
Jack, this trip isn't all about you. Just be happy what we have seen, the biggest mammal of all.
Aw, shucks. I must have missed a blue whale swimming through the savannah.
What? No, the elephant.
The elephant is the world's biggest mammal. On the land, a blue whale is the biggest mammal of all.
Wow, Jack, I'm surprised that pillow can support that huge noggin of yours.
Jillian.
You know, it's all right, Mom. She's just jealous of my superior brain power.
Say goodnight, Jack.
Okay. Lala salam, everyone.
Lala Salama from Africa. So, North Hills, when people talk about animals in Africa, most people only think of the big ones, like hippos, giraffes, lions. But one of the things we've noticed since we've been here is that there are also a ton of birds.
Actually,
There are around 2,000 different species of birds in Africa.
They're all really different, really interesting, and they all play very important roles in the ecosystems they live in.
Was that my sister? Wow, Jill. That was actually a well-articulated sentence.
Thanks, Jack. Bird is the word.
Now that's my sister. In that spirit, the Swahili word of the day is bird. The word for bird is ndege.
So, for today's report, we're going to give you a sampling of the vast array of birds here in Africa, starting with the ostrich.
The ostrich is the tallest bird in the world and the heaviest. It has feathers and wings, but can't fly at all. Lucky for them, they are great runners. An ostrich can sprint more than 40 miles an hour, which makes it easy for them to outrun most of their predators.
Look at those legs. They're actually incredibly powerful. Besides making it possible for them to run so fast, the ostrich also uses its legs to defend itself.
A kick from an ostrich can kill a human being or even a potential predator like a lion.
The females are called hens, and they lay enormous eggs. Ostrich eggs weigh more than 3 pounds. That's as heavy as about 2 dozen chicken eggs. They like to hang out with grazing animals like these wildebeests. It works out well for everyone. As they graze, the wildebeests stir up insects and small animals for the ostrich to eat. And the ostriches are so tall, they can always keep an eye out for predators, like lions.
The oxpecker is much smaller than the ostrich, and one of the most interesting birds we've seen. The main role is to hang out on large animals like Cape buffalo and giraffes, and eat ticks, maggots, and other parasites.
When an animal like this Cape buffalo has ticks all over its hide, the animal is known as a host. It's like they're hosting a birthday party, and a bunch of annoying kids showed up. Basically, the oxpecker's job is to eat all of the annoying kids.
Nice example, Jill.
While they're on the bigger animals, the oxpeckers sometimes pull out their hair to use to make their nests. Ouch.
Another bird we see all over the place is the vulture. A group of vultures is called a committee.
I was on a committee for a fruit drive at the school, but it totally did not look like this.
Vultures are technically considered birds of prey, but most of the time they don't kill what they eat. They wait for someone else to do the hard work getting the meal ready, and then they show up when it's dinner time.
Ooh, kind of like Grandpa.
Exactly. Another thing about vultures, they have amazing eyesight. They can spot a dead animal up to 4 miles away, and their sense of smell is very good. Some can smell dinner from a mile away. They have feathers, but their heads are bald. So when they're digging around and rotting meat, all that gross stuff doesn't get stuck on their heads. And this is a little gross, but really cool. Their stomach acid is corrosive, which means it's like battery acid. So they can digest all kinds of things that will make other animals sick or even kill them, like rotting meat, infected with cholera, or even anthrax. And one more thing about the stomach acid. The vulture does not have a lot of successful predators, mostly because they have a foolproof defensive technique that repels their attackers. They throw up on them.
Okay, I think we've heard enough about vulture vomit. Now, this is one of the most spectacular sights we have seen here in Africa. This huge sea of pink is a massive flock of flamingos. Such beautiful birds. Flamingos live in large colonies that number in the tens of thousands. This lake, Lake Nakuru, has the largest population of flamingos in the world.
Their legs are incredibly skinny, but you'd be surprised at how strong they are. Flamingos can sometimes stand on one leg for long periods of time, which actually helps regulate their body temperature and also helps them digest their food better.
When they eat, flamingos lower their head to the water and turn it almost totally upside down. Don't try that at home.
We showed you guys some of the most famous birds here in Africa, but we've seen countless others throughout our travel so far.
all different sizes and colors. Some alone, and some in large flocks. Really large flocks.
Okay, North Hills, we'll get back to the big game tomorrow. But thanks for checking out the African birds with us. They're fabulous, right? Speaking of big game, good luck against Harbor Prep tonight. Go Lions!
Yeah, Harbor Prep's going down.
Okay, Jack, take it down a notch. It's bedtime.
Okay, Dad. Signing off from Africa, it's Jillian.
And Jack saying,
Lala Salama. I thought it wasn't gonna rain here. My nice boots are ruined.
Well, those aren't exactly the right boots for a safari anyway.
Please, these boots are perfect for any occasion. Wait, where's my phone?
Oh no! Jillian lost her phone! OMG!
No, seriously, Jack, it's not here. I don't know where it is.
Well, you've made it this long. I think everyone will survive without hearing from you.
I can't text. I can't check my emails. I can't Facebook.
Why don't you go outside and look for it?
Duh, it's raining. And I just did my hair.
Oh, yeah, priorities.
My phone is gonna get soaked. The rain is destroying everything.
Well, actually, this rain makes everything here possible. It's the one thing that ties everything all together. Water. Water is really important. Plants need it to grow. Animals need it to drink. Rivers and lakes and swamps are places where lots of different kinds of animals live with each other and depend on one another.
From the biggest animals to the tiniest little fish and insects. Everything depends on water.
When there are long periods of time without rain, it's called a drought.
I will never forget this amazing waterfall, and it will always remind me just how important water is to everything here.
And that's our word of the day. Water is maji in Swahili.
Another thing I'll never forget is what it's like to see an elephant in person. Wow.
We've seen a lot of elephants here in Africa, and every time we see them, you can't believe how big they are. An elephant can weigh up to 14,000 pounds. That's like about 7 cars. Elephants are total herbivores, and adult elephants don't have any predators in the animal kingdom. Most everyone just kind of leaves these big guys alone. Elephants are very social and very intelligent.
They drink more than 40 gallons a day. You know those 2-liter bottles of soda? That's like drinking 80 of them. 80! An adult elephant can carry around 2 gallons of water in its trunk.
Elephant trunks are usually around 5 to 7 feet long. They are muscular and very useful. Elephants use their trunks to smell, to gather food, to send signals, to
to hold water, and to dust and dig. An elephant's trunk helps it reach for things that are high up. It can be used to tear down a tree. And an elephant can use its trunk to give a friend a pat. A trunk can also be used to do something as delicate as picking a berry.
It's also basically a big built-in straw. To drink, an elephant sucks water into its trunk, opens its mouth, sticks its trunk into the mouth, and pours the water down its throat. When they can't find a good watering hole, they will dig one just to find an underground spring. Other smaller animals in the area appreciate the elephant's work because they can drink out of the same watering hole.
The Latin word for elephant is pachyderm, which means thick skin. The elephant has really thick, wrinkly skin, but they still need protection from the insects and sun out here because it can get very hot. They love to roll around in the mud, which cools them down and coats them with an extra layer of protection.
Elephant tusks are also really neat. Both male and female elephants have tusks. They're basically big, long elephant teeth, and the part you see is only 2/3 of its length. The rest is inside of their skull.
Tusks are made out of ivory. The largest tusk ever recorded was more than 200 pounds. That's as much as a college football player.
In the same way that we are right-handed or left-handed,
Or ambidextrous.
elephants either favor their right or their left tusk. Look closely and you can tell which tusk they use most often for different things. See, this tusk is worn down more than the other one.
The African elephant's ears are often described as looking like a map of Africa. They use their ears to communicate. They can bring them forward to control their body temperature. On hot days, they flap their ears. The blood that circulates through the ears gets cooled off, and then the cooler blood circulates back through the elephant.
You know something else interesting? If they want to, elephants can walk around without making a sound. Incredible! They have padding on their feet that are like cushions. It supports all the elephant's weight. It keeps them from slipping and muffles the sound of their footsteps.
Whether it's a swamp or watering hole like this, elephants love being in the water. In fact, unlike the hippo, elephants are really good swimmers. One of our last stops on our trip was this place called Ithumba, where there are a group of people who take care of orphaned elephants.
Elephants whose parents have died show up here scared and hungry. It was really heartbreaking to see. But I was so inspired to see how the elephants were treated by the African people. Seeing them makes me want to do more to help out people and animals in trouble.
The people here at the orphanage give them a safe home. When they're in good enough shape, they release them back into the wild. So far, they have released 25 orphan elephants, and some of them even come back to visit. Scientists say that elephants have feelings like we do. They feel happiness, sadness, and love. In fact, they say that the attachment elephants feel towards their family members may even be stronger than human beings have to each other.
Well, Jack, I have to admit, getting to experience firsthand how these animals relate to each other makes me realize I should treat you better. Besides, that oversized bucket you call your head does hold a lot of cool facts.
Thanks, Jill. I guess.
We're gonna track that black rhino down for you.
Cool.
But you're gonna help me find my phone, right?
Definitely.
Animals are more like us than we may think. That's our thought for today, North Hills.
Yeah, I got a thought for you. It's bedtime, and we've got an early day tomorrow.
Dad, okay, Until next time, La Salama from Africa.
Rise and shine. Let's get the wheels on the Jeep rolling.
5 more minutes, Dad.
5 minutes? We're burning rubber in 5 minutes.
Come on, Jillian. Let's rock and roll. It's monkey time.
Monkey, monkey, monkey.
You are so totally not filming this, are you? Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
All
Monkey,
right,
monkey,
kids, that's
monkey.
a cut.
Hi, everyone. We're back rolling again. And one of the really cool things that I learned on the safari was the difference between monkeys and apes.
And I've also learned that they're not so different from my sister, Jillian.
Whatever, Jack. So my annoying brother showed me this really cool book he brought with him. It explains that monkeys and apes are different kind of primates.
Yep. Chimps and gorillas are known as great apes, and baboons like these are monkeys. In the scientific world, both of them are known as simians.
Monkeys, like these baboons, usually have tails, and they're smaller than apes.
And you may think of monkeys swinging around in trees, but baboons actually spend most of their time on the ground. They usually only climb trees to go to sleep and to get a better view of things like predators. But mostly, baboons stay on the ground looking for grass, fruit, seeds, bark, and roots.
Sometimes they also eat birds and rodents or even a baby sheep or antelope.
And they also eat crops that people have planted, so farmers don't like having them around.
They travel around in groups of about 50. This traveling team is known as a troop. One of the main things they do when they hang out together in their troop is groom each other. It's basically like when my friends all get together and we do each other's hair.
Well, not exactly. Mostly they just pick insects off each other.
Oh. Ew.
Anyway, baboons are pretty smart, and scientists have identified many different sounds and gestures that they use to communicate with each other. They are also fierce fighters and don't have a lot of predators in the animal kingdom. A lot of times, if there's someone threatening them, they scare them off before there's even a fight.
These chimps were super cool. The only wild chimpanzees live here in Africa. People love chimps, probably because chimps can do a lot of the same things that people can.
They laugh, kiss, hug, and tickle each other. And they are one of the few animals that make and use tools.
They usually walk on all fours, and their arms are longer than their legs. A full-grown chimp is 5 times stronger than an average human being.
They are also very smart. Chimps have been taught to communicate with people using sign language.
One of the rarest animals we saw in Africa was the mountain gorilla, the largest primate. They were hidden away in these trees having lunch. Very few people have ever seen these unbelievable creatures in the wild. Lucky for us, North Hills.
There are fewer than 750 mountain gorillas living in the wild. The main reason that they are so endangered is that human beings keep destroying their homes. Human beings clear land for homes and farms, and when they do, gorilla habitats become smaller and smaller.
So, seeing a mountain gorilla in the wild was really special. The mountain gorilla is very muscular and has a big chest, big hands, and big feet.
It has a thick black coat that keeps it warm when it's high up in the mountains, where it can get cold.
Even though they are so strong and powerful, they're actually pretty chill. They don't get aggressive unless they're defending themselves or their families. Did you know they're vegetarians?
They wake up just after sunrise and spend the mornings feeding themselves. Adult males eat about 45 pounds of food a day. They spend the middle of the day sleeping, playing, and grooming. And then they feed again in the evening. They get most of the water they need from the plants they eat. They lived together in small groups known as troops, led by a dominant adult male called a silverback because of the silver hairs on his back.
And genetically, they are 98% identical to humans. And I'll bet it's even more than that, for a few people I can think of.
Okay, North Hills. That's all for today. And still no sign of the black rhino. But we're not giving up, Jack. And still no sign of my cell phone either. Ugh, so frustrating.
Jill, we can spend some time tomorrow looking for it. But I'm pretty sure you'll be doing some extra chores to pay for that new phone.
So not fair. What if a baboon took it?
Yeah, right, Jillian.
Just in case, if you're getting any texts from me, it's because a baboon stole my phone. Seriously, don't hold me responsible for anything he writes. Oh, speaking of baboons, Jack, say goodnight.
Hey, that was my joke.
I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching, North Hills. Miss ya and love you lots.
Lala Salama.
Well, it's our last day here in Africa, but I gotta give my brother props for the authentic African garb.
Thanks, Jill. I learned everything I know about style from you.
Let's not get carried away now. Anyways, as much as I miss you guys back home, I'm gonna be really sad to leave Africa.
Me too.
You know, Jack, I came here seeing almost every animal I wanted to see, and a few I didn't even know about. Now we've got a few more hours until we've got to leave. Now, Dad said we could go look for my cell phone, but I'm kind of over that. And this is our last chance to track down that black rhino. You think you can fit that enormous African helmet into the Jeep?
You bet I can.
I know this is what you really want, Jack. Mom, Dad, let's go find us a black rhino.
You know, I read that you used to be able to see rhinos all over the place here, but the black rhino is really close to being extinct.
I don't see any rhinos anywhere.
Where are we?
We are, yeah.
Oh, great. We're lost again?
We're not lost.
Stop the car. Just stop the car. How do you work this thing?
Honey, why don't you let me do it? It's pretty complicated.
Okay, you just worry about getting us to the airport. Ah, lens cap. There we go.
You see? I told you camera operation isn't easy.
It may be my last time working on this project, and we might not get to see the black rhinos. And we might even miss our plane. But hey, we got time. Dad's lost. Again.
I told you, I am not lost. I just need to find out which way is north, so we can see the rhinos and catch our airplane.
It's me, Jillian Palmer, reporting from Africa one last time.
Oh, wait. Cut. Jillian, did Dad just say that he needed to find north?
Yeah,
So, remember what we learned from the Maasai people? They taught us how to use a stick and the sun.
as a compass.
Hey, Dad, we know how to make it.
Watch and learn, little bro. Oh, Dad, what did you say? If you knew which way north was, you would do what? Take us on another safari, maybe?
If you can help me find north, Jillian, I would do just about anything.
I'll need a stick and access to the sun. Stat!
Rhinos, here we come.
Hey, Dad, drive over there. It's black rhinos.
Awesome!
Where? Oh, I see a lot of rhinos, but no black ones.
Jillian, the black rhinos are not actually black. They're basically gray. Do you want to know why they call them black rhinos?
No, not really.
Okay, great. The black rhino got its name because the natives wanted to distinguish between the white rhino and the other species out here. So they called it the black rhino.
Jack.
But the funny thing is, The white rhinos are not called white rhinos because they are white. The word white was a mistranslation of the Dutch word widget, which means wide, to reference the wide lip of the rhino. In English, it sounded like white, so they called it a white rhino instead of a wide rhino.
That's a lot of information, Jack.
And a lot of people think they look prehistoric, and for good reason. Rhinos have been on Earth for 60 million years. In fact, a long time ago, there was a species of rhino that lived in Mongolia that was about 18 feet tall and weighed as much as 4 adult elephants.
Wow, that's a big rhino.
Most rhinos have 2 horns. Some species only have 1 horn. And even though it seems like they would be made of bone, the horns are actually made out of keratin, the same stuff that our fingernails are made of. And just like our fingernails, if they break a horn, it will grow back.
You're really excited about the rhinos, Jack. You know, what I notice is that, unlike a lot of the animals we've seen, rhinos are pretty solitary. They don't like to be in big groups. They eat mostly twigs and plants. Their daily schedule usually is eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, sleep. They love to hang out in mud or water to cool themselves down.
Yeah, and another interesting thing is that they have really bad eyesight, but they have great hearing and a good sense of smell. When they pick up the scent of a human being or something else unfamiliar, they will charge at them, even if they can't see it that well. Sometimes they even charge at things like trees and rocks if they start to think that they are a threat to them.
Well, North Hills, it's been a pretty great day. And I gotta admit, getting to see the rhinos was the coolest part of all.
So let's make that our Swahili word of the day. Rhino is kafaru.
Kafaru. Awesome, Jack. Okay, that just about does it. It's been so great to see all of these animals so close up. And I will totally look at the world differently when we get home. And I'll definitely pay more attention in science. If you ever get a chance, my friends, you have got to get here. Hey, Principal Riley, maybe we could do a school-wide field trip. How awesome would that be?
And permission slips for that field trip. Gotta think those would be forged.
Yeah. But before we go, let's take a look at all the awesome animals we've seen.
Gentle giraffes, the tallest animals anywhere.
Stylish zebras, who wear stripes like no one else.
Creepy vultures and their bald-headed cleanup crew.
Happy hippos chilling in the river.
The wildebeests on their own adventurous African journey.
The loner leopard, cool and mysterious.
Thick-skinned rhinos with their amazing horns.
Gorillas gorging on an endless vegetarian buffet.
Elephants living large.
Fantastic flocks of flamingos.
The crazy Cape buffalo with Aunt Helen's hairdo.
A mother cheetah who found her lost baby. And so many others, all living together in this magical place. Let's take care of our world, North Hills. Signing out from Africa one last time, it's Jillian.
And Jack.
Saying so long from Africa. We're coming home, North Hills. See you next time on Jillian's Travels.